Primetime local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. 2 more people who tested positive for COVID-19 in Saskatchewan have died. They were in the 30 to 39 and 60 to 69 age groups in the Regina zone. New public health orders are in effect immediately for all of Saskatchewan. Household bubbles are limited to members of the immediate household only. There are 288 new cases in the province, with 31 in the northwest. 20 of the new cases are in the immediate Lloydminster area, where we have 106 active cases. 2,555 cases are active province-wide, with 152 active in the northwest. 202 people are in hospital, including 2 in the northwest. 28 cases with variants of concern have been identified in our zone. Close to 300,000 doses of the vaccine have been administered in Saskatchewan, with almost 20,000 in the northwest. City Council has approved 2 contracts for road construction projects this summer, the Street Improvement Program and the 44th Street Rehabilitation Program. Eric Bay has more on the construction season in Lloydminster.
This summer's street improvement program will repair 6 areas in the city at a cost just over $1.2 million. The bid came in under the city's budget, which Mayor Gerald Albers says gives the city flexibility.
It was good to see that come in under budget. We always do realize that if something else goes wrong throughout the summer, or some road fails, or we have some serious issue, administration may come back and say, based on what we've presented to council, there is $125,000 left in that budget yet. Is it a possibility to bring forward another project?
The 44th Street Rehabilitation contract was also awarded at just under $6 million to repair the highway between 62nd and 75th Avenue. Construction will begin with the westbound lanes on the north side of Highway 16 before moving to the eastbound lanes, allowing access to businesses along the road.
There has been concerns raised by business community for access to those businesses, which we totally understand. At the same time, I think every business is very excited to have a very smooth road that people can enter their business.
Construction can't begin until the frost leaves the ground, but the city is hopeful it can begin work ahead of schedule with current weather conditions.
It's just a matter of time. If the weather continues to hold and we can get away from frost-free days, that frost will come out of the ground quickly with a rain. And I know people will say, well, that's going to dampen the construction cycle. Well, we will need a little bit of rain to just finish chasing out the frost out of the ground so that farmers can plant and we can get building some great projects in the city.
Both projects are expected to begin work in May, with the street improvement program finished in mid-September and the 44th Street rehab completed by October 31st. Eric Bay, Primetime Local News.
The Kinnett and Kinsman Clubs of Lloydminster are taking part in hosting a Saskatchewan-wide Chase the Ace fundraiser. Jace Mackey has more on how the proceeds will stay in the local community.
The Kins Club Saskatchewan-wide Chase the Ace raffle had its first draw last week, and to talk a little bit more about this Chase the Ace fundraiser, I'm joined by Chantal McAlpine and Darcy Wildman from the Kinnett Club and Kinsman Club here in Lloydminster. So first of all, thank you guys for talking with me today. And can you just take me through a little bit about this Chase the Ace fundraiser?
So the Chase the Ace fundraiser is a province-wide kin fundraiser put on by Kinsman, Kinnett, and Kin clubs within our district. The funds are going out to each individual community that the people are purchasing their tickets from, which is really great. What happens is you can click on the link that you can find on either the Lloydminster Kinsman or the Lloydminster Kinnett's Facebook pages and purchase your Chase the Ace tickets. They've formatted the fundraiser the same way as some other Chase the Aces have been formatted, where they've actually placed the cards unknowingly as to which card is which in envelopes, and they've pinned them up so it's completely blind. No one knows where the ace is, and everything is signed on the back, so there's no access to any of that information. Every week on Wednesday, they're doing a draw coming from the tickets that are purchased throughout that week, and the winner then will take home a cut of the weekly sales. And if you get the ace, you end up with the pot, which rolls over from the weekly sales combined until that ace is being drawn. 50% of the proceeds are going back to the communities in which the tickets are being purchased from, And of course, the other 50% is going towards winners.
So just talking a little bit about where the money is going. Obviously, this is taking place to support multiple clubs across Saskatchewan. But for people, when they're going and picking and buying their ticket and stuff, does their money go particularly to their local club, or is it kind of just pooled?
Yes, it's a little different being a Saskatchewan-wide Chase the Ace. The technology allowed us to, with a drop-down link, pick and choose which club the individual purchasing the ticket wants to support. So if you want to go on and purchase a ticket for this coming Wednesday's Chase the Ace draw, you will be prompted to select the Lloydminster, Kinsman, and Connect clubs. And that way the profit from that ticket comes back to Lloydminster.
And then now getting into kind of what the clubs do here locally. Obviously with COVID, things have been challenging, but both clubs are still out and active in our community. Is that correct?
Both the Kinsman and the Connect clubs of Lloydminster have been doing fundraisers and service activities throughout COVID. Obviously, these all look different. We had a very successful steak night. Thank you so much to the community of Lloydminster and area here in February, which was amazing. And of course, all those funds went to Telemiracle. However, we've also been doing different fundraisers. I know the guys did their Christmas tree fundraiser. Us girls have done a couple rib nights and wing nights and different things like that. We're currently doing a rain barrel fundraiser, which is pretty interesting. And again, all of our service projects throughout the community, as well as our fundraisers, will all promote and help the community grow.
Chase the Ace is something that's been around for a while, but is this the first time that it's been done as a province-wide type of fundraiser for the Kinsman and Connect clubs?
It is new to us. It actually started, the wheels got in motion about 6 months ago when a co-friend of mine, or a Kinsman friend of mine from Saskatoon, actually approached me and wondered if the Kinsman in Lloyd would be interested in kind of co-hosting it and putting this on and seeing what can happen with it. Mm-hmm. And it really ballooned from there, and we have 20 clubs involved now with the whole Chase the Ace, and everybody's pumped about it and excited about it, with the potential of the final ace being 2.5 million if it comes down to the last card drawn is what the final amount could be.
And now for people who are interested in taking part and buying a ticket and just supporting this cause, how are they able to do so?
If they go on to either the Lloyd Kinsman Facebook page or the Connect Facebook page, or they can go right on to kinchasetheace.com and purchase their tickets there. One ticket is $10, 10 for $20, or 50 tickets for $50. And something that is new to most Chase the Ace is we have a subscription plan as well. If you want to subscribe to the plan, it will automatically purchase your tickets for you weekly, so you don't forget to purchase. So that's exciting for us.
Very exciting.
Thank you both for taking some time to talk with me today.
Yes, thank you so much for having us.
Yes, thanks for having us. We appreciate the support.
And Edmonton Activists is kickstarting a new game called Not That Funny to uncover and break down the microaggressions that happen in everyday conversations and jokes.
If you've heard any of these comments and said nothing, this game is for you.
Jesse Lipscomb is the founder of Make It Awkward, an organization he started in 2016. Make It Awkward inspires people to learn more and become everyday activists. His new game, Not That Funny, starts the discussion for people who may not be sure how to navigate it.
A lot of people don't want to step out of their lane. They don't want to necessarily offend. I mean, there is a small population that enjoys offending and likes to be ignorant. And hopefully some of this will rub off on them. But for the most part, there are a lot of people who really do want to be a part of the change. And they just don't know how. And they find, Google a little intimidating with all the different things that are there on either side.
The way the game starts is players will be presented with situations that may be racist, sexist, or have some form of discrimination.
And then there's response cards to them. And the response cards, some of them are hilarious. I think they're hilarious. Some of them are something that says NTF on it. So if it says NTF, you can get a bonus point if you can describe why it's actually not that funny. Why is it actually problematic? And then that's the game. You race to a certain number of points, similar card style to Cards Against Humanity.
Not That Funny is currently not available in store, but Lipscomb has started a Kickstarter to get the game off the ground.
We got about 50 days left to go to hit our goal, which I'm quite confident we will. And then the game will be starting to ship in September after that's all done, and just in time for Christmas. And of course, next year's Black History Month and Pride Month and all the other months that need some love. They'll get it with us and helping people make safer spaces for everybody.
Lipscomb is hoping this game becomes a platform for people who want to learn and change.
I am proud that we're creating a tool for people to choose to change if they want to, that we can take excuses off of the table. And if anyone is asking, well, what do I do? You say, do the work. What can I do? We can just say this, do this. It's right there. And it's not just the game. Our website actually will be much more flushed out with like glossaries of all the different terms in this very moving and dynamic environment.
More information on the game is available on notthatfunny.store. Now our Connor Chan will take a first look at your weather forecast.
All right, thanks very much, Jasmine. Looking at temperatures right now, a little bit cloudier than what we saw yesterday. We did see parts of some sun, but some clouds are starting to emerge throughout the area here, making it sitting right now at that 5-degree mark. The wind did die down compared to yesterday, as we are seeing it coming in from the north, just over 10 kilometers an hour. As we take a look at some other temperatures in our region here, a little bit warmer in areas like Vegreville and Edmonton, sitting at 8 degrees, 6 up in Bonnyville and Cold Lake, with 7 in Vermilion, St. Paul, and Wainwright, 8 degrees also in Macklin, as well as in North Battleford, with 5 in St. Walburg and Meadow Lake, as well as 5 in Isle of Cross. Now, taking a look here at the satellite radar map, we see, of course, some cloud coverage for the most part, but all that activity that we talked about yesterday, it's going down further south of Saskatoon. So, again, nothing really to majorly talk about for our area, at least, as we are possibly going to see that happening onto the weekend here. Now, as we take a look to temperatures in North Battleford, overnight we'll see a low of -6 degrees will be the temperature there, as it goes down to 9 degrees, or goes up rather to 9 degrees tomorrow, with cloud coverage throughout the day. And then we look into Cold Lake for tomorrow. -7 is expected overnight. Going into tomorrow, they will warm up quite a bit here, sitting at 12 degrees tomorrow with some cloud coverage and a little bit of sunshine on top of that. Now for us here in Lloydminster, -8 is what we'll see overnight. We are going to see a little bit cooler temperatures in the morning around that 7-8 a.m. mark. We could see temperatures of -2, and then we'll warm up throughout the day, getting to a high of 12 degrees, as we are going to see a lot more sun and a little bit of cloud coverage throughout the day as well. Because here's what we are going to see over the next couple of days here. We are going to see 15-degree days here on back-to-back days here on Thursday and on Friday, with clear skies expected for both, and pretty identical temperatures there, especially with our daytime low at -4 for both Thursday and Friday. It's Saturday that we should be a little more concerned about, as we are expecting a little bit of rain and possibly some snow mix, and that could carry over into Sunday as well. We'll talk about that a little bit later on, but that's a first look at your weather forecast. We'll have more primetime local news coming up after the break.
Welcome back. Many Lloydminster residents enjoy a good game of golf, especially in the summer, which is where the idea came up for a first annual Texas Scramble Golf Tournament. Our Shelby Clark spoke with the Social Action Coalition Society for what to expect for this event and what the proceeds will be going towards.
I'm speaking with Carmen Webster and Valerie Lazicki. Now, this first annual golf tournament will be on June 12th. What's all involved with this event?
Well, it's a Texas Scramble, and it's a fundraiser. It's the first annual fundraiser for the Social Action Coalition Society. And an individual ticket will cost $150, and a team of 4 will cost $500. And included in that price will be a grab-and-go breakfast, a grab-and-go lunch, a barbecue dinner, 18 holes of Texas Scramble golf cards as well. And there will be many prizes to be won. There'll be a silent auction. And all the proceeds go towards supporting the organization, which includes the men's shelter, the drop-in center downtown as well as the Give Me House.
Where did the idea first come up for this?
Well, I was thinking that a golf tournament would be a great way to raise money because everyone in this town, like it seems like everyone in this town likes to golf. And after being cooped up all winter long, I thought it would be a fun thing to do. People would be excited about going out on a nice day and golfing. And so I just thought maybe it would be a good idea, a good way to raise some money.
I think that golf is a really nice social distancing activity. And after being inside all winter long, to be able to have a social activity where you can combine some social distancing as well as getting together with people you haven't seen in a while is really important right now.
And yes, with COVID-19 and restrictions involved, how will you all make sure this event follows the regulations?
I'm keeping in close contact with the golf course, and they keep me updated on any new regulations, any new rules that might that come up, and we just make the changes as we go, and to accommodate everybody and still have a good time golfing.
I think the start times will be staggered.
The start times are staggered, and the eating times will be, I believe the teams will be separate, and the teams will be social distanced among themselves for eating. And so we just, follow the regulations as they come.
Now, will there be other organizations that will be partnering up for this event, or is it only being hosted by the Social Action Coalition Society?
No, this is a fundraiser specifically for our organization. Like Carmen mentioned, we have 3 components to our organization, which is our men's shelter, our 24-hour drop-in center, and then some second stage housing for people who are living independently with limited supports from the organization.
And if this event goes well this summer, will this be an annual event from now on?
Yeah, I think it will be. We're going to try it.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, how can people buy tickets, and when is the deadline to buy tickets?
Well, the golf tournament is on June 12th, so I would say probably a week before is the deadline. And there are 3 phone numbers to call. Carmen Webster at 780-872-0833. Louise Flowen at 780-214-9217. Or Kim Hurley Norman at 780-870-7817. People can call any one of those numbers and we transfer the funds.
And is there anything else you'd both like to add?
This winter, our shelter and our drop-in center went 24/7 service. So that was really important to keep people warm and safe during the winter. We've been fortunate enough to be able to extend those hours through the summer. It allows us to keep our clients, somewhat in this environment, in this neighborhood. It gives them some place to go when COVID is quite restrictive in the places that they would normally spend their days. So we're quite happy to be able to offer the 24/7 service. And having fundraisers like the golf tournament are really critical in making ends meet for us and being able to feed all of the people that are coming through our doors, giving them a safe place to stay, and then providing outreach support. So if people are in need of assistance finding affordable housing or tackling the income assistance program, we have an outreach worker who's on site at the drop-in center for anyone who wants some assistance with that.
Thank you both so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Vermilion's Chamber of Commerce is gearing up for this year's iteration of their annual Women's Conference. Tate Lakecraft has more on how the event's going virtual.
Today I'm joined by a familiar face who's the office manager with the Vermilion Chamber of Commerce, and she's here to talk about an upcoming virtual event for women in the Vermilion area. Welcome back to the show, Leanne Martin.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So in previous iterations of Vermilion's Women's Conference, you guys have featured guest speakers and dinners at in-person events. But obviously with the pandemic, so many things are going virtual this year. Can you just give me a little bit of a rundown on how you expect this virtual version of the Women's Conference to go?
Yeah, so this year we will be online, of course. And it has been commented in past years that there are some ladies that wish that we offered an evening session just because they work all day and sometimes getting the day off work isn't the easiest for them. So we decided this year that we would do an evening conference. And then, of course, we decided that we had to move it to online. So we will be online in the evening of Wednesday, May 19th, starting at 6 o'clock. So pre-registration is required. So you can just head on over to our website, www.vermilionalbertachamber.com, and they can register there. Tickets are $30 a piece.
And who's your guest speaker this year then? What kind of topics do they plan to touch base on?
So our speaker is actually from Project Gazelle, which is powered by Community Futures. And so they will be talking about what would it feel like to be able to define success based on what worked best for you. What makes it hard for some of us to say no? How do you determine your value? And is balance obtainable or a myth? So all really relevant topics for right now.
Is there anything else you'd like to communicate in regard to the conference? I heard you guys have some gift bags that you're also handing out.
Yeah, so tickets are available through our website, vermilionalbertachamber.com, and the registration link will be sent out to them a couple of days ahead of time. We will be recording, so if they happen to miss part of it, they can just catch it on the recording afterwards. And we'll also be selling snack boxes. So we have some snacks from some local shops and some local drinks lined up. So those will also be available for people if they in the local area, and then they can just pick those up at the chamber office a couple of days ahead of time, and they can enjoy a special little treat while they watch the conference. And also the first 100 registrants will receive a gift bag from local businesses and from the chamber.
And does the chamber have any other upcoming events? I know you guys are making the full commitment to virtual events for the near future here.
Just watch our website. The chamber has lots of exciting things that will be happening in the next couple of months. We'll have another Chamber Business Connect hopefully at the end of this month. We have our AGM coming up in May. So things are really starting to get busy. And just because we're virtual doesn't mean that we're going to shut things down. I've decided that it's just time to embrace the virtual, unfortunately. And so we're just going to power through, and hopefully we'll be in person soon.
Thanks so much for your time, Leanne.
Now here are your stock market prices for today.
Today's oil prices are brought to you by First General Services.
The PGA saw the 54th winner of the Masters put on the green jacket on Sunday. Hideki Matsuyama won his first major and the first major by a Japanese male. Evan Kenny is joined by the Lloydminster Golf and Curling Club head pro to break down last weekend's finish.
Well, Sunday, the Masters wrapped up with Hideki Matsuyama taking the green jacket with a score of 10 under over the 4 days. Joining me today to break this down is Marty Wheaton from Wheaton Golf Services, as well as the Lloydminster Golf and Curling Club. Marty, thanks for taking this time.
Thanks for having me, Evan.
Now, Marty, you know, it was really from that Saturday on that Hideki took over this tournament, having a phenomenal day there. I guess just what did you see from Matsuyama that helped him get the win here?
He used the shots that he built up from his great play. Very smart. He was in some tough positions there on Sunday, and instead of chancing a high number, he took his bogeys where he's seen his opportunities to take his bogeys, and he just played very smart golf. He made people chase him. You could tell other people were making mistakes, and that's the biggest thing that I've seen with Hideki. He never chanced that really big number coming into play.
And Marty, you know, through those 4 days, it seemed like he just couldn't miss an iron. His shots into the green just seemed to be on all weekend there. But it seemed like that top group of the field in general, all filled with great ball strikers. Does it seem like that's the way that you have to play Augusta now?
For sure this week, and that's the way the course was set up, is that it took out all the players that were on the fringe. It's such a fine line that the precision, you have to land it within a 3-yard spot or it's toast. We've seen that a lot on the drivable third hole. A lot of people were hitting it right by the green. They couldn't get up and down from 30 yards because that landing spot is 2 or 3 paces long.
Or Marty, you know, similar on that Sunday there, Xander Schauffele on the 16th hole there, you know, if he just had gotten that a handful of feet further onto that green, you know, there is that chance that, you know, this could be a totally different conversation that we're having today. Just speaking about those kind of shots, you know, Matsuyama went for it on the 15th one there, just before that Schauffele shot there. But Marty, you know, does the pressure from it being the Masters just add, you know, I guess make players take those kind of shots that maybe normally they wouldn't, just that extra pressure?
Oh, without question, you know, a lot of these guys are trying to chase their childhood dream coming up, you know, the back nine, and you can tell whether it's, you know, you're a little pumped up and you gas it over the green, or you're a little tentative. It's just that little bit, because golf's such a precision game. Whenever you get that weird, different feeling in your hands, you get that pressure, funny things start happening. You add to it Augusta National, where, you know, you have to land it in those specific areas, and all of a sudden you start getting some drama on the back nine.
Now, Marty, this is the first major championship win for a Japanese male golfer, as well the first major for Hideki Matsuyama. I guess just what does this do for the growth of the game, you know, going out east to Asia there?
I think it's going to have one of the biggest impacts on golf that we've seen in recent memory, for sure, because Asian golf is going to be taking off hugely. I think sometimes we underestimate just how popular Hideki is in Japan. He's going to be an absolute rock star when he gets back to his home country. I think I've seen a couple clips of him coming in the airport, and they are going to hold that man to God status in Japan for sure.
Yeah, Marty, I believe he was greeted by the Japanese Prime Minister when he did get back there as well. So congratulations to him. And like you said, it should be exciting to see, you know, how this blows up for the Japanese golf community. Marty, next PGA major is the PGA Championship on May 20th. It should be exciting leading up to that.
Looking forward to it.
Now our Connor Chan will take another look at your weather forecast.
All right, thanks a lot, Jasmine. Looking at our temperatures right now, once again, still sitting around that 6-degree mark. As we look out west, we see a little bit of warmer temperatures in areas like Edson, Whitecourt, and Jasper, all sitting at 10 degrees with 8 in Edmonton, Athabasca, and Rocky Mountain House, 7 degrees in Red Deer right now. Looking into Saskatchewan, a little bit of mix of both as we see -1 all the way out in Melfort with 5 degrees in Meadow Lake and Saskatoon and 6 degrees in Prince Albert and 8 degrees in North Battleford. Looking up in the far north areas, a little bit warmer today than it was yesterday. Uranium City and Stony Rapids not in the minuses today. They're in the positive, sitting at 4 and 3 degrees. We also see 3s in La Loche and Buffalo Narrows and L'Orange as well. 1 degree in Walston Lake and 0 for South End up in the north there. 11 degrees in Fort McMurray as we shift over to northern Alberta. 11 degrees for Slave Lake, 12 in Grand Prairie with 10 in Peace River, and then 8 degrees also in Fort Chipewyan and in High Level as well. Now take a look to the southern Alberta areas. Not as warm as it usually is right now, as we usually are used to seeing it in those double digits and maybe close to the 20-degree mark, but they'll get back there eventually. It's just a matter of time here. But as we look, we see 5 in Lethbridge, 8 degrees in Medicine Hat, and 6 for Calgary, and in Banff with also 6 degrees in Coronation and Kindersley. As we could see, as that system I did mention earlier, it's kind of making its way down south of Saskatoon, so areas like the Regina, Moose Jaw areas are still a little affected by some flurry activity happening right now. So 0 in Swift Current, -4 for for Moose Jaw in Yorkton and -3 in Regina with -5 in Estevan. Now, as we look to the national temperatures here, so as we did talk about how the snow is still kind of accumulating in the Regina area, and it's making its way out into those further east into Manitoba, as they're seeing some flurries right now at -3 as well. Warmer in Toronto and Quebec City today, sitting at 12 and 14 degrees. A little bit more clouds in Toronto. Cooler in the Maritimes and 2 degrees in St. John's and 4 degrees in Halifax. 13 for Vancouver right now with 1 degree, up in Yellowknife, and then 5 degrees in Whitehorse with some cloudy skies. Now looking to tomorrow, we are going to be a little bit warmer tomorrow within double digits for us here in Lloydminster. 12 is our expected daytime high, and we'll see that in our area here in Wainwright, Vermilion, Marwayne, as well as up in Bonnyville and Cold Lake. 11 degrees for St. Paul with 10 in Vegreville tomorrow. Looking to North Battleford, one of the cooler spots for tomorrow by just a little bit, by a few degrees there at 9 in North Battleford. 11 also we'll see that in Meadow Lake as well as in St. Walbrook and Green Lake. So here's a look at the next 7 days. 15 degree days are expected on Thursday, Friday with some clear skies. Pretty consistent temperatures there. 21 degrees there for Saturday with some cloud coverage there. There is a chance we could see a little bit of showers on Sunday with a 50% chance there, as we do drop pretty dramatically there from 21 degrees to 8 on Sunday, 9 on Monday with that same kind of cloud coverage activity, and then 9 degrees, this time next Tuesday with more sun expected in the forecast there. That is a look at your 7-day forecast. We'll have more primetime local news coming up after the break.
Welcome back to Pet Project, everybody. We're here once again with Becca Lawrence from the Lloydminster and Community SPCA. How are we doing this week, Becca?
We're doing really good. How are you?
We're doing great, and I'm really excited to get to talk to this little kitty here. Been very sweet the entire time we've been chatting before the segment here, and this is Canna Lily, correct?
This is Canna Lily. Yeah, so she came in to our care probably about a month or so ago. She was a stray from Lashburn. And we noticed here, if she'll look at the camera for you, but we noticed that she's got a bit of a crooked jaw. And so we found out that she, we don't know what happened to her, but we found out that her jaw is a little bit broken, but it was quite healed, about 75% healed. So we don't really see much of a need to kind of reset it or anything like that. But she did put her teeth out of alignment a little bit. So she does need a tooth or two removed. And so we are currently going to fundraise money for her to get that tooth removed out of her mouth so she can continue eating safely.
Yeah, of course. So if anybody out there wants to help out, this is a perfect opportunity. You know, your dollars are going to go straight to helping this cat live a better and more fulfilling life. And just while we're on the topic, Becca, you guys do regularly accept donations for your medical funds, correct?
Yeah. Like if you go onto our website, then you'll see the Barney's Wish Foundation, I believe. And so that goes all towards our sick and injured animals. So if we ever get an animal in that, is, in a lot of pain, or obviously a broken leg, anything like that, that's what that money goes toward. We do have a spay neuter account and the sick and injured account too. So we do have the separate accounts for different issues.
Beautiful. All right. So if anybody out there specifically, you want to help, the next animal who comes in with an issue to get fixed, you certainly can donate and do that, and that would be great. And we are also speaking, Becca, you guys are looking for fosters right now. I know it's the spring season, means cats are out having kittens. So, I imagine you're looking to the future and seeing probably a population rise in your shelter.
Yes. Yeah. So, we just, even on Friday, we had a mom and 7 kittens come in. So, it does seem to be a little bit easier for us to find fosters that want to take in the kittens and mamas and kittens, just because obviously they're so nice and cute and easy to take care of most of the time. But what we are really trying to build a foster base for, even if we have behavior dogs that just aren't comfortable in the shelter, or, cats with broken legs, dogs with broken legs, just so they have that time to heal and they're not taking up a kennel. And, just any of those, different cases, so obviously, like I said, our mums and our kittens tend to find fosters quite quickly, but we are looking at fosters for bottle babies. So that's a little bit more, a bit more to take care of and take on. So, we are trying to find, people that are really interested in that and, willing to put in the unfortunate tiring hours for that. But, anything, like we're just literally looking for fosters for every scenario that we could possibly run into right now.
Well, there you go. If anybody out there wants to help out, with actual time, maybe you don't have the money, but you have, some free time that you would like to donate to the SPCA, that's a great way to do it. And as Becca was saying, with those bottle-fed kitties, I grew up on a farm and I had to bottle feed a kitty or two in my day. It's the cutest thing in the world. It's adorable. You're going to want to see it.
Yeah.
So definitely sign up for the program. And Becca, you are also, we spoke last week a little bit, but you guys are looking for volunteers coming into this spring just for help around the actual shelter. So how's that look going for you?
Really good. We still are having, constant applications coming in, and I'm sending out all the information for them. So, so we're really hoping to see some more faces here at the shelter soon. And then, but then it's for anything really too, just kind of like our foster base, like if anybody is handy in fixing stuff or anything like that and they want to, volunteer with us, that's something that we can do too. So, again, just like our fostering situation, we are accepting volunteers for any aspect around the shelter.
Beautiful. So there you go. If you have any sort of special talents, if you're a handy guy or lady out there, certainly why don't you give the SPCA a call and see if you can help them out. Now, Becca, we're almost out of time, and Canna Lily looks like she wants to take you away. So, we'll let you guys go, and you can go and pet her and give her the attention she so obviously desires. So
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you once again, Becca, for speaking with us, and we look forward to chatting again next week.
Absolutely. We'll see you next week. Thank you.
Manage your waste and recyclables with Quick Pick Waste Disposal. 100% locally owned and proud to serve and support the communities we call home. Quick Pick, the convenient solution to avoid pollution.
Kent Nixon of Renegade Station joins us today here on Primetime Local News. We're talking about some of the new music that Renegade Station has out, mainly with their new single called Free, Free, Free. Kent, just talk us about the single itself and its origin story there.
When the COVID, when our pandemic hit us last year, this song had come across our plate and we were already planning on recording it. Now, when the time came to record it, of course, with everything getting shut down and the way that everything was, we didn't get the chance to. So we actually had a year to reflect on it. Basically, the premise of the song is that the best things in life are free. Like, they don't have to cost you that much. We've had so much fun in the last year doing, we couldn't do live performances, so we did online, we did drive-in shows, we did built stuff at home with our families, and upon reflection of that, you realize that it's not the things that you have, but it's the moments that you make and the moments that you create, and that's what Free 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 is all about.
And is that sort of the meaning that you're hoping people take away from it when listening to it?
We sure do. Once you get into the structure of the song and how they put it across, it's that's the message of the song. I mean, is that the best things in life are free, and with the climate, the social and political climate we've had in the last year, it's never been truer than right now.
When you look at the year in particular that every musician has had to go through, how have you as a band adapted and managed to still do your guys' job, under all these COVID protocols and circumstances?
We are a cohort, we are a band, and as a business, and in that sense, we were allowed a certain amount of latitude. But for a while there, we talked on Zoom, we talked on the phone, we went back and revisited songs that we had been working on over the past several years, and it gave us I guess it allowed us to become a little more focused on actually getting something done and crafting some new material, even reworking it, as opposed to when you get together. I mean, not only are we a band, but we've been friends for over 20 years. So we have a tendency to drink too much coffee and beer when you're with your buddies. This new way of doing it, I mean, and we're no stranger to doing Skype writes and Zoom writes and that kind of stuff. We've managed to write with some people from one coast to the other of Canada, but this way made us become more focused on it.
Now, you have been recognized by many country music associations here in the country. How does that sink in with the band, knowing that you're all being recognized for the work that you guys are putting in and the music that you're pulling out?
I won't BS you, it's icing on the cake. The best part about getting an award from an association that you and all of your peers are part of is that it's because they vote for you. So you're getting that recognition. When the 2 years that we were Group of the Year for the Alberta Country Music Association, now Country Music Alberta, there was no better feeling because the people that you're playing with, and not really against, but it's always good natured. I mean, there's always should be some form of competition to it, because it's those other bands, it's Nice Horse and it's the Dungarees and the other groups that push you to be better than what you are. And I hope the same is true for them. I'm sure it is.
So what's down the line for the band? I know we have a new single that's out right now for you guys. So does that potentially mean a new album or an EP? What is the latest on that front?
If we are able to, there is nothing that we would enjoy more than to do a new album. We had our a bunch of tracks scheduled for last year, and then COVID hit. We were supposed to record the first part of April, and then of course everything got shut down. We would like nothing more than to hit the studio again.
Well, Kent, I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us today. The new single, Free, 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 is out now on all major music platforms to purchase or to stream. Ken, thanks a lot, man. Appreciate your time.
Oh, thanks for having us. We really appreciate it, and hope everything is going well up in Lloydminster. Can't wait to see you guys there.
All right, taking one last look here at your weather forecast. 12 degrees tomorrow expected there. Going to Thursday, Friday, clear skies with 15 for both days there and a low of -4 for both days there. 21 degrees on Saturday as we warm up pretty big there in the 20-degree mark. We are expecting a chance of rain and snow mix there on Sunday with that high of 8 degrees and some cloud coverage. That carries over into Monday with that high of 9 degrees, on Monday, as we will see that cloud coverage continue on, but no chance of rain or snow there. Looking into Tuesday this time next week, we will be around 9 degrees with sun and cloud mixes.
Thank you for joining us on Primetime Local News. Have a great night.